If you do much work on computers, eventually you find that there is some task you would like to automate. For example, you may wish to perform a search and replace over a large number of text files, or rename or rearrange a bunch of photo files in a complicated way. Perhaps you would like to write a small custom database, or a specialized GUI application, or a simple game. If you are a professional software developer, you may have to work with several C or C++ or Java libraries, but find the usual write slash compile slash test slash recompile cycle is too slow. Perhaps you are writing a test suite for such a library and find writing the testing code a tedious task. Or maybe you have written a program that could use an extension language and you don't want to design and implement a whole new language for your application. Python is just the language for you. You could write a Unix shell script or Windows batch files for some of these tasks, but shell scripts are best at moving around files and changing text data, not well suited for GUI applications or games. You could write a C or C++ or Java program, but it can take a lot of development time to get even a first draft program. Python is simpler to use, available on Windows, Mac OS, and operating Unix operating systems, and will help you get the job done more quickly. Python is simple to use, but it is a real programming language, offering much more structure and support for large programs than shell scripts or batch files can offer. On the other hand, Python also offers much more error checking than C, and being a very high level language, it has high level data types built in, such as flexible arrays and dictionaries. Because of its more general data types, Python is applicable to a much larger problem domain than AWK or even Perl. Yet, many things are at least as easy in Python as in those languages. Python allows you to split your program into modules that can be reused in other Python programs. It comes with a large collection of standard modules that you can use as the basis of your programs, or as examples to start learning to program in Python. Some of these modules provide things like file IO, system calls, sockets, and even interfaces to graphical user interface toolkits like TK. Python is an interpreted language, which can save you considerable time during program development because no compilation and linking is necessary. The interpreter can be used interactively, which makes it easy to experiment with features of the language, to write throwaway programs, or to test functions during bottom up program development. It is also a handy task calculator. Python enables programs to be written compactly and readably. Programs written in Python are typically much shorter than equivalent C, C++, or Java programs for several reasons. The high level data types allow you to express complex operations in a single statement. Statement grouping is done by indentation instead of beginning and ending brackets. No variable or argument declarations are necessary. Python is extensible. If you know how to program in C, it is easy to add a new built-in functions or module to the interpreter, either to perform critical operations at maximum speed or to link Python programs to libraries that may only be available in binary form, such as a vendor specific graphics library. Once you are really hooked, you can link the Python interpreter into the into an application written in C and use it as an extension or command language for that application. By the way, the language is named after the BBC show Monty Python's Flying Circus and has nothing to do with reptiles, making References to Monty Python skits to in documentation is not only allowed, it is encouraged. Now that you are all excited about Python, you will want to examine it in some way, some more detail, since the best way to learn a language is to use it. The tutorial invites you to play with the Python interpreter as you read. In the next chapter, the mechanics of using the interpreter are explained. This is rather mundane information but essential for trying out the examples shown later. The rest of the tutorial introduces various features of the Python language and system through examples, beginning with simple expressions, statements, and data types, through functions and modules, and finally touching up advanced concepts like exceptions and user defined classes.